Clint Cosgrove, Rivals.com, back with another edition of From the Film Room, where I will break down the game and then the film of top recruits from across the nation. Now, up this week, we have another Missouri player, defensive lineman Williams Nwaneri from Lee Summit North in Missouri. And in my opinion, he has all of the tools to be a future first rounder. And there could be an argument made for him being the top player in the entire class. So, what makes him special? Well, just about everything. Physically, athletically, awareness. He's got every tool to be a great player at the college level and beyond. All right. He's about 6'5", 6'6", 260-pound range. He has incredible length, and he has the athleticism of a skill player to boot. And then on top of the physical gifts, he's extremely instinctual. He understands the full picture, and he's truly the full package. Now, length, strength, speed, and motor, plus a love for the game, are things that you're going to see when we break down the film. So without further ado, let's take a look at what makes Williams Nwaneri a special player. Okay, so this first play, this is just a pure display of his twitch, his BGO, what we call ball get off. And you also have to pay attention to how fluid he is with all his movements. Everything is done with efficiency, little wasted movement. So not only does he have the physical gifts, not only does he have the athleticism, everything is done without wasted movement, and that makes him so efficient in everything he does. So he explodes off the ball here, and he's basically at full speed after two steps. He swims, clubs, and then you'll see him stack the offensive lineman, explode towards the quarterback, and this is truly a thing of beauty. It is a great display of how fluid and controlled he can be, while at the same time coming like a bat out of hell with bad intentions. And he's capable of doing this at full speed, which is a rare trait. He's just so efficient with all of his movements, and that alone makes him special when you combine it with the physical gifts. And I'd call it probably some controlled chaos. It's truly a beautiful thing to watch. Okay, now moving on to the second play, you look at the down and distance. It's fourth and short. Okay, critical situation. They're in a heavy bunch package, and my guess is the defense is expecting run. But what I love about this play is Williams' situational awareness, his motor, and his ability to recover and then chase down the ball carrier. Okay, so again, we see great ball get off here. Despite him losing a little pad level and the offensive lineman getting underneath him, he's able to use his length and strength to create separation from the defender. Now, with some defensive linemen, they have a tendency to get their eyes caught in the backfield, leaving them, susceptible to different blocking combos. But Williams is a player with such great awareness that he's able to identify the play. And even while engaged, he's able to fight off that block, dissect where the ball is going, and then he displays great closing speed here. Now, while the technique is not perfect, the result is. And that is what his physical and athletic gifts allow him to do. He maximizes his potential on top of it. So absolutely love what I see here on the second play. Now, the third play is really we're going to see that versatility. All right. A lot of guys see him as a straight up defensive end. But right here, he's lining up in a shade. And, I think this gives him a lot of added value. Yes, Williams can play on the edge. I think he could probably play as a strong side defensive lineman, but he could also play over center. He could also play three technique. The incredible versatility with that size and athleticism combo is another thing that makes him special. Okay. So right here, he's lined up over the center. Now, what you see here is his use of hands, and then how his length gives both the offensive lineman and the quarterback zero chance. So he does a great job of reading his keys. He sees the pass set and then immediately transitions into pass rush mode. Okay. Then he uses his length to create separation from the center, disengages with a short but extremely effective punch. Again, we see that vertical burst, and he's so explosive that he's at full speed and somehow able to stay controlled, yet identify the quarterback's drop point and make the play. Now, again, the length is huge here because everything was really perfect until his final burst towards the quarterback. When we're teaching defensive linemen to rush the passer, especially in obvious pass situations, they're supposed to aim for the upfield, downfield, whatever it is, the far shoulder, so that they don't overrun the passer and they can contain if they were to miss. Although he overruns the quarterback here, his length and athleticism allow him to not be perfect in theory, but the end result is perfection because he's a special player with a special athletic skill set. Now, going into this next play, it kind of just speaks for itself, okay? It shows how dominant Williams truly is, okay? He sees the back motion out into an empty set. So unless you're getting quarterback draw here or some type of tunnel screen maybe, he pretty much knows that he gets to tee off on the quarterback. Now, we often hear speed to power when talking about defensive linemen rushing the passer. For those who don't know what that means, it means that athletic defensive ends, they use their speed to get upfield, to get that offensive tackle in a deep pass set and really on their heels. And then once they see that offensive lineman on their heels, they will go from the speed portion of their attack to power. So they will go straight through the defender and try to knock them off their feet. But what you see here is a rare combo of speed with power. Okay. There's not a lot of guys that can do this. Another reason he is special. You love how agile he is, and then his ability to change direction, to adjust to the quarterback scramble and come up with a sack again. Now, most of the plays we've seen so far are Williams winning with his athleticism and length. But this next play is kind of what makes him special. It makes him the complete package in the pass rush game, at least, because this next play is straight power. All right, you'll see him line up here. Again, he's not out wide. He just manhandles the man in front of him, totally collapses the pocket, and again, has the awareness to get his hands up and then the length to disrupt the ball and make it a dead play. All right. These are just, you see it over and over. His production, when you look at his stats, is absolutely insane. From pressures to TFLs to sacks, whatever it may be, he is a one-man wrecking crew that can absolutely change an entire game. Okay. Now I'm going to finish with 2 run plays because it's been all the fun stuff before, just him teeing off on the quarterback. And, I highlighted that because that's what separates him from nearly every defensive lineman in the country. But at the same time, he is not a one-trick pony. Like I said, he's the complete package. This first play, it is a run play. He reads his keys. He identifies the run, but then he has the awareness to not run straight into the backfield. Okay, he's one of those guys that at a young age can read his keys, but also peek into the backfield without losing what's going on with the play. So he gets there, he punches, disengages, and then folds to make the tackle. This is great awareness. Again, the length, the bend, and the burst to make it happen. And then we're going to finish with one last run play where this is a gap scheme play where we see the man in front of him. He's going to be a puller. All right. So a lot of times, defensive linemen, you're reacting to the offense where the offense knows exactly what they're doing. So in most cases, this would be a position where the offensive tackle would just block down and earhole Williams, but he is just too twitched up for that to happen. Okay. So when we play the play, he is so fast off the ball, immediately in the backfield, finishes by putting his speed on display, foot in the ground, and running down the back for a tackle for loss, or what we call a TFL. So for you young players that are trying to get a gauge of what a next level, big time 4 or 5 star player looks like, Williams is a great example to watch, okay, if you're trying to determine the level that you should play at. Yes, productivity matters, but the physical gifts and upside matter more, especially when it comes to a player like him that has fantastic productivity as well. So that is the breakdown of the game and film of probably future 5-star Williams Nwaneri. And if I had to give an NFL comp, and this is pretty lofty, but I see a lot of Mario Williams in him. And you also see some traits of former great, he may still be playing actually, Jason Pierre-Paul.